The Dallas Mavericks arriving at the building earlier today. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Moments away, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Dallas Mavericks. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Brett Barry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Thank you, guys. The modern NBA certainly owes a debt to those 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns of the early 2000s. Steve Nash at the controls, Amari Stoudemire at the rim, and Sean Marion doing some of everything. Most teams just couldn't keep up. And Kevin, it was clear they set the trend for the pace and space style that we see today.
So exciting to see. No doubt about it, David. Thanks. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Doncic and Hardaway at the 2 and the 3. Maxi Kleber is out there with Wood, and it's Irving in at the point guard position. And for the Suns, Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt pair. T.J. Warren out there with Durant, and it's Ayton in at the pivot spot manning the middle. You can feel the excitement for the new season. And Greg, when you were playing, is there an opening day that really stands out in your mind?
Back in '95, I think it was, when we started the season with back-to-back wins. And the team was feeling good. Then we promptly lost 21 straight.
Ayton missed screen. And the layup falls.
Well, right now the defense completely uncomfortable in guarding pick and rolls with Chris Paul. He loves to dice up the D in those sets.
Irving with it. Doncic left side. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Clippers. Irving against Paul. Right side, Kevin Durant. Got a hand on it. Doncic against Booker. And it's Doncic. That time on the assist by Irving. Doncic has got 5 now.
And that's the way to close. Once Doncic has this type of look, game over.
Paul passes to Durant. And finished off by KD.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
And Kyrie Irving, a Picasso with the ball in his hands. And like a lot of genius-level creators, he marches to the beat of his own drum.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Ayton a screen on Irving. They grab their own miss. Tries again. And Ayton with the nice bucket inside.
Ayton's so big inside, he turns a miss into an opportunity.
Irving against Paul. Doncic outside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It goes on Devin Booker. And you know, Greg, Kyrie sometimes is just a tough guy to figure out.
And the danger is pulling too much in your own direction. Even he confessed regrets about in Cleveland withdrawing from teammates and isolating himself. All part of growth.
First one falls for him.
And you watch the way Doncic runs this offense. He's become a master at the pick and roll. Incredible to see someone run it to perfection.
Free throws good from Doncic. And with Doncic in the pick and roll game, he's so good at such a young age.
It's amazing how well he reads the defense, but he can also freeze the defender or create confusion with that hesitation. He has all the tricks to run it.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
No good from Irving. And here's Ayton. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Paul against Irving. Paul kicks to Ayton. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Doncic.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Ayton a screen on Doncic. Here's Booker. No good that time. And it's Dallas the other way. They went to Phoenix for their last meeting with the Suns and came out with a win.
Yeah, they really snuffed that one out. Didn't execute all that well. Fortunate to walk away with the W.
We talk about gutsy wins, and on a night like that in the last game where they just did not shoot it well, that's a steal during a regular season.
That free throw missing. Something you noticed about these Suns last year was their offensive talents, Brent. It could be seen from top to bottom.
Man, they got plenty of great shooters on the floor. Obviously, one of the great distributors of all time in Chris Paul. And with these guys scoring in a variety of ways, really tough to defend from inside, outside, and the deadly mid-range of your leader.
Second free throw, no good.
And the question for the Mavs is simple. How do you best build around Luka Doncic? They'll try to answer that in the coming year.
Warren kicks to Payne. Pass to Craig. The three. Phoenix, no good that time either. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Outside Irving. A three ball. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. And Greg, it just seems for the Mavs it's all about finding the right fit for the role player.
And that's why this team was willing to move on from Porzingis. Going forward, you could see them look a lot like the Harden era Rockets.
Ayton sets the pick for Warren. Stolen by McGee. Hardaway against Warren. Hardaway kicks to Irving. Another three for Dallas.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Phoenix making some changes. Sharch checked in for 8. And Okogie subbed in for Warren. Then for the Mavericks, Reggie Bullock comes in for Hardaway. And Josh Green subbed in for Luka Doncic. Suns trail by 7. Lee outside. 1:27 left to play in the first. Now the pass to Payne. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over McGee. McGee with the block. High post try. And that one off the back of the rim and in. And it's 8 points for Kyrie Irving. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Dallas.
Their defense has been so aggressive right out of the gate, wasting no time shutting shooters down here with authority.
Well, one thing that's noticeable is just tremendous energy from everybody, and they put that into their transition play And all that hustle is paying off.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball. And you knew things were going south for Irving and the Nets when they couldn't agree on a contract. He was eventually traded and is a big talent boost to this team. Kyrie still has all the talent in the world, even if it comes with some risk.
The Mavericks, GA, have been trying to tighten up their defense the past few seasons, and it's beginning to show.
And we're seeing signs that the players are getting the message, that they're spending more energy at that end of the floor, and that's essential for any elite team.
There's Okogie, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Payne gets a wide open look. Phoenix no good that time either.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
It's deflected. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Mavericks team out there.
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
For the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against the Nets in Brooklyn. Ball and Booker, the talented backcourt pair. Andre Ayton out there with Durant, and it's Warren in at the small forward. So that's the Suns 5 as we get into the second quarter. Wood against Ayton. Wood passes to Kleber. Irving kicks to Hardaway. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Hardaway has got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Mavs.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Kevin Durant learned an important lesson at age 11. His dad cooked him one-on-one, dunking on him and talking trash. Durant started crying and he locked himself in his room, but he came to realize, what am I so mad at? It's good to be passionate, but channel it. Once you're off the court, leave it and go back to being you. Kevin?
Great advice. David, thanks. And it's Warren with the ball for the Phoenix Suns. It's a 13-point game. High post, KD. Buries the easy one. KD's got 6. And you hear the term point forward. But then, Greg, you had Magic Johnson. 6'9", but still a point guard. So what's the difference?
Well, when you talk about a point forward, it's someone whose versatility extends to their playmaking. Magic is the rare talent who redefined the point guard position.
Now here's Paul. Tim Hardaway unable to get his last shot to go. Ayton, no good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Mavericks leading by 11. Outside Irving. Doncic with it. Chris Paul covering. He gets that one. He's got 9.
And those assist numbers have always been there for Kyrie, spotting an open teammate that time.
Paul passes to Warren. Back to Paul. To the paint. Here's Ayton. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists in the game. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Doncic. The wide open look here for Wood. And it's Devin Booker with the rebound. Suns trail by 11. Warren on the wing. Ayton the screen. Warren the pass to Ayton. Hardaway against Warren. And Hardaway gets it to go. Hardaway has got 5 points in the quarter.
That's a hard-nosed play from Hardaway, absorbing contact and not taking no for an answer.
Well, Christian Wood has shown himself capable of being a 20 and 10 guy. But now he's looking to show he can be a winner as well.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Now, here's Doncic. 9 points in the game so far. Knocks down the 3 ball. Doncic has got 12 in the game. And you hear about impacting winning? How does Wood, Greg, take the next step in that regard?
Well, Kevin, we know he can make shots and block shots. I think it's just about consistency and decision-making. And then defensively, I think he's more than capable.
Dallas calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Sharch has checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Torrey Craig comes in for Warren. Lee's checked in for Devin Booker, and it's Payne in for Chris Paul. Dallas leading by 12. Outside, Green. On the wing, Doncic. Payne covering, and that one's good. Doncic.
A great disruptor of the basketball. Luka taking matters into his own hands tonight. Great to see him play like this.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on JaVale McGee.
And never say never, but we might never see another player who combines the length and guard skills of Kevin Durant. He's a player who completely breaks the mold.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Durant. And when you think about Durant's singularity as a player, Steve Kerr said he's more gifted than Michael Jordan. Greg, what do you think of that?
Well, Steve's had a first-hand view coaching KD and playing alongside Jordan. He didn't say greater, but more gifted. I think it's a conversation.
Well, when KD asked out, you knew the Nets would get a king's ransom. Perhaps the biggest star trade we've seen in decades. But with KD on this team, they are right in the thick of it as far as contending.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Outside, KD. Sharch trying to break free, and the Suns miss again. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. And they're playing through a string of road games that will be game 5 of the 6 on the road.
A playmaker of Doncic's talents wasn't missing that gap. He quickly gets the ball to the wide open man.
Durant at the elbow. Rebounded by McGee. Mavericks leading by 16. Doncic passes to Green. Fires from the wing. Again, the Mavericks score.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
Now here's Payne. No points in the game yet for him. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
They did a better job of getting it inside in that first. They lost some of that physical edge here.
The Suns shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
One shot.
That's good from Durant.
And talking about a franchise that has done a complete 180, look no further than the Phoenix Suns. Before 2021, they hadn't even been to the playoffs in 10 years.
And finished off by Doncic.
And I love how Doncic reads the floor, varies his pace, and uses every trick of the bag to get where he wants to go.
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Now here's Payne. Pass to KD. The shot off that time. Excellent D that time there from McGee.
Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
Yeah, hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
Here's Doncic, and it's Dallas with another.
Well, Luka has options all over the floor. He's a versatile shooter who can utilize the mid-range.
23, the Mavericks, 42.
Thanks very much, guys. With head coach Monty Williams. Coach, how do you get things going a little bit more offensively?
Well, we got to set screens. We've got to get stops. If we're getting stops, we can play in transition. That opens up a lot for us.
Yeah, you guys are hard to beat when you're out and running. We'll see if that happens more. Thanks, Coach. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Welcome to the halftime show. And if they're going to turn this around, it's going to be a long road back for the Phoenix Suns.
They're getting abused in the paint defensively, letting their opponents set the tone. If you can't match up physically, you're toast. And that's what the scoreboard is reflecting right now. Toast with butter.
And now, let's take a glance ahead at the games on the docket. Here's the upcoming schedule.
They've got a rough stretch of road games on the horizon, but that could be an opportunity for them to bond and grow closer as a team.
Well, hopefully they will see it exactly the same way, Shaq. And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
You know, I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
You can get into a passing rhythm, and so far all of his have been on point.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. On the court for the Mavericks, Doncic and Hardaway at the 2 and the 3. Maxi Kleber is out there with Wood, and it's Irving in at point guard. And Doncic, here we go, banked in off the glass. Doncic has got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Mavs. Oh, what an impressive dribble drive. That replay brought to you by Mobile One.
And the awareness of his footwork and body on that drive. Wow.
And then Durant with the jam.
Well, we've all seen it, the mobility, the wingspan of Durant. Seriously, how are you going to stop him on an alley-oop?
Well, Brent, Chris Paul is undoubtedly one of the smartest players in the NBA.
And that's why he's been able to maintain such a high level of play for so long. As one of his teammates said, he has an IQ that's going to keep him on the floor until he's 50.
Now Paul, following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Yep, that one goes. Paul's got his second bucket.
How about the way Chris Paul manipulates the defense with the handle there? Phenomenal at keeping his focus.
Wood kicks to Irving. Passes it to Kleba. Three-pointer. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got 7 rebounds in the game. From 13, it's rebounded by Dallas. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Paul against Hardaway. Pass to Irving. Three-pointer. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Playing with a bunch of different stars throughout his career, Kyrie has learned to be effective without the ball in his hand.
Here's Paul, and he drives in. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And we talk about the playmaking ability of CP3. 3rd all-time in career assists, 2nd all-time in career assist percentage, and he looks far from done.
The first one falls. And great, what separates Paul from the other 2 guys that have more career assists is that Paul also averaged 18 points a game.
And he scores with efficiency. Really a one-of-a-kind talent. When he finally does decide to hang him up, I think he'd make a great head coach as well.
Okogie's checked in for the Suns. And so Paul nails both of them.
Now, there's been a lot of stops in CP3's career, but there's been no doubt that when he's on the team, he is the vocal and emotional leader of their production.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Now we see more and more top prospects bypass college or even leave high school early to make 6 figures playing for G League Ignite. For many years, going pro at such a young age was something we only saw abroad, but that reality is now here. Kevin?
I like it too, David. The landscape is shifting, and I think for the better. Thank you for the report.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Here's Irving, and Dallas again with the bucket.
Irving feeling confident, just rising up and knocking down the mid-range J.
Paul looking over the floor. And there's the pass to Warren. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Warren's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
Here's Irving. And Dallas again with the bucket. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the 3rd. Booker the pass to Warren. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Well, just working on extending that range. TJ Warren in the offseason wanting to be a better three-point shooter. Nice to see him knock one down.
And the Mavericks call time here. So for the Suns, Sharch has checked in for 8. Torrey Craig comes in for T.J. Warren. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Paul. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. JaVale McGee's checked in for Christian Wood. Dwight Powell comes in for Maxi Kleba. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Josh Green subbed in for Doncic. Here's Irving. He's got 18. Outside, Green. On the wing, Irving. Payne covering. Suns trail by 16. Here's Okogie. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
After missing the playoffs for 10 consecutive seasons, boy, the Suns not only got to the postseason in 21, they made it all the way to the finals. So what a turnaround for that franchise.
And a wide open look for Irving. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Suns have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Payne passes to Craig. Back to Payne. 6 to shoot. Right wing. Here's Okogie. That one wide left. It's been quite a turnaround, hasn't it, Brent, for Phoenix? Ever since they acquired Chris Paul in that trade from Oklahoma City. They've been a different team.
Yeah, and I don't think you can really give enough credit to what it is that Chris Paul has brought, along with the combination and relationship that he has with Monty Williams. I mean, that leadership with that young roster and giving those guys belief has elevated the play of everybody who's put on that uniform.
Now, here is Irving. Devin Booker missing his last shot. Back to Irving. He dishes it to Green. On the wing, Irving. Up and in on the layup. Irving's got 22 points.
Just how awesome is it to watch the best of the best start to dominate in a game?
Here's Booker. The top of the key jumper is on the mark.
That's what he does. Devin Booker with a beautiful shot there.
Pass to McGee. Back to Irving. Dallas moving the ball around. Green finds Powell. On the wing, Irving. Shoots over Payne. They get the rebound. McGee. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. McGee's got his third basket of the night. Here's Craig. Misses the three. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back right after this. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Jason Kidd.
We got some great looks. Great looks. Defensively, we're getting stops too.
Now the words of Jason Kidd in that huddle moments ago. Happy with the way his team is performing, hoping they can maintain the momentum they've captured.
Well, I mean, they're working together on both ends of the floor and doing a great job of playing at their pace.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Ball and Booker, the talented backcourt pair. Durant is out there with Lee, and it's Ayton in at the center position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
And guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And it seemed like throughout this game, right after the jump ball, they've just been feeling it from distance, getting all the looks they want and continuing to take advantage of that three-point line.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Dallas. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. To the middle. And it's Doncic. That time on the assist by Irving. Irving's got assist number 5 here tonight. Suns trail by 19. And here is Lee. Paul outside. Over Irving. And it's Paul missing.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Doncic outside. And And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And so confident, even amongst the trees. Doncic is fantastic at forcing the issue close to the rim.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Doncic. Brent, we've seen star players continue to angle their way onto what some would call super teams. Is that good or bad for the league?
Well, I think at some point that's going to probably play itself out. I mean, every organization, Kevin, quite frankly, is looking for the best talent they can. So if you could pile up 3, 4, 5, you're going to do it. But at some point financially, it just doesn't make sense. So I think there's going to be a time where you're going to see that dissipate a little bit as teams put themselves together.
Now here's Durant. Ayton a screen on Kleba. Elbow shot is on the way. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
And you can see why KD has won himself a couple scoring titles.
A little over a minute and a half of the 4th quarter gone now. And Hardaway gets it to go. And the Mavericks lead by 21.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Paul passes to Ayton. It's good. 8 points for DeAndre Ayton.
Ayton rolls to the hoop for 2 at 7-1. Very fluid.
On its way from Irving for 2. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Yeah, he's feeling it. Keep feeding him until he misses.
Phoenix calls timeout. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Luka Doncic.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Suns trail by 21. Now Paul. Ayton a screen on Irving. Paul dishes to Ayton. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got assist number 8 now on the night. Doncic with it. Outside Irving. It's hauled in by Warren.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Ayton up top. Paul outside. Off target with his 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Doncic left side. Feeds to Hardaway. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Hardaway Jr. with a show of strength, who got to the inside there and then converted through the contact.
Greg, you have to love the impact that Tim Hardaway Jr. has had on the defensive end.
He's got a great wingspan to bother shooters and contain penetration. Always aware of where the ball is on the floor. You could call him an underrated defender.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And the media is able to vote on awards like All Rookie, but Greg, those awards can end up determining a player's max salary. Any concern there?
No doubt there is, but somebody has to decide those awards, right? And no matter who it is, there's always going to be some pushback. So as long as contracts are tied to them, that power will be in someone else's hands.
How do you guard that? I mean, Durant at his size, he shouldn't be able to do that with that little effort.
Outside Hardaway. Kleber sets the screen for Hardaway. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Suns trail by 20. Puts it up from 15. And it's Durant missing. Dallas has gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Irving against Warren. Here's Hardaway. Rebound by the Suns. Durant deciding where to go with it. Here's Ayton. Chalk up 2 there.
The defense gets physical, but Ayton doesn't seem to get knocked off of balance. That helps him to keep the focus.
Doncic outside. From 10 feet out. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 7th assist in the game.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Timeout called. The Suns. They're trailing by 20. 1:35 left to play here in the fourth. And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. JaVale McGee's checked in for Christian Wood. Dwight Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Hardaway. And Josh Green subbed in for Irving. .135 left in the fourth quarter. Payne looking around, dishes it to Saric, and it's Payne in the corner. And a couple years ago, the NBA played with a 72-game schedule. Think the NBA will ever shorten the number of games long-term and go back to that number?
I don't know, Kevin, but this idea of the mid-season tournament seems to be gaining more and more traction, and there's a lot more interest in what it would do to the competitiveness of the middle part of the season. And I think we're all for something like that, where something's on the line and we see guys elevated in that element.
Doncic finds McGee. Count it, good. And the Mavericks lead by 20.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Dallas.
And as one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Luka Doncic.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And that one falls from Saric.
Well, you like the role that Cam has accepted as a guy who comes in and gives immediate energy and impact to the offense. He does a little bit of everything, but he certainly is a spark plug.
Now, here's Doncic. Craig pulls it in. And so it's Payne with it. He'll bring it up for Phoenix. Trailing by 17. Charge a screen on Doncic. Payne out left to the wing. Okogie for three, and the three ball is good.
And Payne just playing eyes-up basketball, seeing that opportunity.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And we've got David Aldridge standing by on our sideline with the player of the game. David, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Here with Luka. You got the W, so what did you think about your performance?
You know, we got to win against a team that is very competitive. You know, they go hard no matter what. You know, they're a great team. And, you know, I'm just glad we got to win. We got to keep going like that.
Hey, man, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.